Casey Anthony is out there. And she had something to say yesterday, and I must have had 10 people send me this, which I love when you guys send links. Even if I already have it, I'm delighted. I may not have it. Casey Anthony, I don't even know what to say about this. She is telling us that she's an ally of certain people, and this is very important because she works in the legal community. She's not a lawyer.
No.
Which kind of puts this in dispute a little bit. Like, what exactly is she asking for? Is she telling people she's offering legal advice because that's against the law? Not that she'd be worried about the law. Anyway, here's what she had to say from her car. Still looks good.
Okay.
Does she? Do you think?
She's looking worse.
Heavy?
Today is Saturday, March 1st, 2025. This is my first of probably many recordings
Her complexion's
on
good.
a series that I'm starting. I am a legal advocate. I am a researcher. I've been in the legal field since 2011.
Now, is that because she started helping her lawyer? That's why she's been in the legal field since 2011.
Was her case in was it 2010 or?
I think it was earlier than that, but I think that her lawyer hired her, remember?
Yeah, she started nailing one of the partners, didn't she? Or one of the assistants, I believe.
Yeah.
Not the head attorney who is so outstanding. You can do anything and that guy can get you off. I cannot believe that she was not guilty. I'm not sure that isn't the one that bothers me. Out of all the stupid verdicts, this one might be the worst, in my opinion.
I agree.
And in this capacity, I feel that it's necessary if I'm going to continue to operate appropriately as a legal advocate that I start to advocate for myself and also advocate for my daughter. For those of you who don't know, my name is Casey Anthony.
Wait.
My daughter is Kaylee Anthony.
What?
My parents are George and Cindy Anthony. This is not about them. This is not in response to anything that they have said or done.
How would you advocate for your daughter?
That's not to say that I'm not going to respond at some point to some of the things that they have said and done. The whole point of this is for me to begin to reintroduce myself. I'm doing this both personally for me, but in a professional capacity. Moving forward, the majority of what you will see will be me speaking in a professional capacity.
Oh, good.
Oh, wow.
My goal is to continue to help give a voice to people, to give people tools and resources that they can utilize so they actually know where they can turn to.
Pause for a second. What the fuck is she talking about?
Seemed like a whole bunch of word babble.
Is she trying to be like a minor league lawyer? Like, look, I won't charge as much as a lawyer, but I've got some legal advice, because that would be not terribly cool. In fact, I think it would be illegal.
This time she's got to advocate for herself.
This is hilarious, though. She's going to be an advocate for her daughter. Mm-hmm. Her daughter, the one that many people believe she murdered or killed, stopped caring for, whatever. If you don't remember this, she moved out of her parents' house, moved in with her boyfriend and I think a couple other guys, and about a month later, she was borrowing her mom's car. It ran out of gas, and she left it by the side of the road because she's that kind of person.
Right.
It was towed to a gas station. They called her mother and said, hey, I don't know why, but your car got towed here. She's like, oh, I let my daughter borrow it. That's crazy. She went to the car, and didn't she open up the car, and it smelled like death?
It just stunk.
It stunk so bad, she called her husband, who was a cop, who said, that smells like a dead body.
Yeah, and he would know what a cadaver smells like.
So she called Casey, who said, oh, Kaylee, my daughter, it's crazy. She asked about the car, first of all, and Casey was like, oh, the fucking thing ran out of gas. Why did you let it run out of gas, Mom? You should have had more in there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't run out.
Yeah, it was
bitch.
her fault.
She's the most self-centered, narcissistic loon. Anyway, somewhere in the conversation, the subject of Kaylee, her daughter, who was 3, came up and she said, oh, it's crazy. Kaylee left with the nanny. I haven't seen her in a couple of weeks. Just getting around to maybe calling the police or something. And Mom's like, what? Mom calls 911, the weirdest 911 call ever, because to explain this is insane. And why is her mother calling that? By the way, yeah, would you call 911? I don't really have time.
Yeah, call her for me.
I'm going to the disco in a wet t-shirt contest.
Where's that nanny?
She'd been partying her ass off. The whole time she'd been there, too. The kid's missing 2 weeks. She's partying her balls off. Anyway,
Zanny the nanny?
Yeah, she said that Zanny the nanny took her. Zanny was a nickname for Xanax, right, I believe, which she used to give Kaylee, or was alleged to give Kaylee to put her to sleep so she could party. Anyway, child was not found, and she was charged with was it murder or something? I don't know if it was murder originally, but she was put in jail, and that's when she's calling around going, Mom, I'm calling you because I need so-and-so's number. Oh, I need to talk to you. Mom, forget it then. I don't need the number. I don't want to talk to you. Remember what a cunt she was?
She was a bitch to both of her parents.
Oh, the worst. And she is narcissistic enough to think that people go, oh, this is great. She could be my advocate. Casey Anthony, who better?
Yeah.
I mean, she's a great mom, took care of herself. Well, let's see what else she has to say.
So with that, please join me on Substack. If you have questions, I will set up an email address where we can correspond directly. Up until this point, that has never happened. And
complexion's
it's only
good.
going to be on a limited basis regarding legal
Yeah,
issues.
the
legal
body's pretty
matters.
good still.
One of the main reasons that I'm doing this, there are people close to me who have been targeted and attacked recently. There are
no.
also people close to me who have had some recent things occur. And
Probably because they're close to
when
you.
necessary, people needed to step up, myself included. So
Count on
as a
you.
component for the LGBTQ community, for our legal community, women's rights, I feel that it's important that I use this platform that was thrust upon me and now look at as a blessing as opposed to the curse that it has been since 2008.
You murdered your daughter!
With that, these
Allegedly.
aren't going to be perfect. They're not going to be edited. Most of the time, they're not going to be short.
How long is this?
But I
3.5
am
minutes?
Okay.
proverbially standing in the light, embracing this piece, still going to keep my privacy intact. So you will get
Thank
very
God the
comfortable with my
LGBTQ
car.
community has her.
Yeah,
And
she's an
this-
advocate.
And the women.
I will explain in great detail why it's so important for people to protect their privacy. It's not just important to public figures, it's even more important to private
Is there anyone that
individuals.
believes
And
she did
with the
not
current
do something
climate
to her child?
in our country,
No.
especially, it's
Except
that
her.
much
She
more
believes her
important,
parents
which
did
is
it or
why
something like
I
that.
am utilizing the Substack
She blamed her
platform.
dad, who molested
Yes,
her.
I am advertising this and publishing this on TikTok, possibly also through other meta platforms, but
What a
my intention
loon.
is to
She's-
separate
I mean,
from
this is
that.
the straightest face you could
And-
imagine her being.
Showcase even more why Substack is such an important resource for people to utilize moving forward. Anyway, I appreciate your time, and we'll see how this goes.
She doesn't get it.
I don't think it's going to go so well.
She doesn't get it.
Because we know what a scumbag you are. Oh, what a weasel.
She doesn't get it. She
fucking
doesn't
weasel.
understand that everybody hates her.
Can you imagine? Oh, I wish we could make this happen. Can you imagine if she was like 300 pounds? Just a fat fuck. Just a complete slob. Gross.
How the
You
whole
think
public would turn against her.
no one, none of these guys who have been with her would have any, they would never go near her if she was not, what is she, an 8? She's very pretty.
She's probably like a 7 now, but
got a good body.
she was probably an 8.5 when she was at her peak.
There is no way any of these people, I'm astounded, honestly, that people go, well, she is hot. I mean, she might have snuffed out her kid, but she's fucking hot. I mean, you know, I'll nail her. She's a nut.
Yeah.
I mean, oh, God, it's bizarre. But thank God the LGBTQ community has her as an ally.
They have her as an ally, as do the feminists out there. If you want an ally, you have one in Casey Anthony.
Don't you wish the LGBTQ community would come out and go, no, thank you, fuck you, you're not hiding behind us.
Yeah, make an official statement.
I wondered if maybe, did the fact that she said she was an LGBTQ advocate, did that make that go over with a little less bumpiness? Because I didn't see anyone from the LGBT community say, no thanks.
No.
But
then
she was
again,
definitely seeking cover.
I think people were more surprised that she popped up to make a video more than anything. Just like, what? This girl's trying to make a public appearance now, and she's going to have a Substack, and she'll email with you now?
Well, it's been 15 years, so I guess she thinks we should have forgotten.
Nobody forgot.
No, I don't think anybody's going to forget that one. Wow.